Welcome to Part 1 of the Citing Cases tutorial, Introduction to Neutral Citation. Although APA provides guidelines for citing legal information, much of this is based on the way American case law and legislation is presented. As a result, when citing Canadian legal resources, it is best to ask your professor to clarify the style. The most commonly referred to resource for legal citation is the McGill Law Journal's Canadian Guide to Uniform Legal Citation. The 3 videos in this tutorial will demonstrate how to cite a case using the Canadian Guide to Uniform Legal Citation, 8th edition, also known as the McGill Guide. Information on citing cases is found in Chapter 3, Jurisprudence. You can find copies of the McGill Guide in our library. To begin, this video will introduce neutral citation. Part 2 will demonstrate how to cite a case that has neutral citation. Part 3 will demonstrate how to cite a case without a neutral citation. Section 3.1 of the McGill Guide recommends a parallel citation for cases. This means that a citation must include at least 2 sources. At the end of these 3 videos, you will be able to recognize and create a parallel citation for Canadian case law. Neutral citation refers to the citation standard for decisions published on the web directly by the courts themselves. Neutral citation is useful because it identifies a particular case independently from the electronic database or reporter in which it is published. This standard, known as the Neutral Citation Standard for Case Law, was adopted by the Canadian Judicial Council in 1999. Canadian courts began implementing the Neutral Citation Standard, starting with provincial courts in British Columbia, Alberta, and Saskatchewan, and the Supreme Court of Canada. Other courts adopted neutral citation at different times. Neutral citations are available for decisions after the date of implementation. Earlier decisions cannot be cited using neutral citation, as no neutral citation exists. When determining whether a neutral citation exists for a particular court decision, it is helpful to consult a source to determine the date neutral citation was adopted. Appendix B3 of the McGill Guide has a list of all Canadian tribunals and the dates of implementation for neutral citation. The Canadian Citation Committee has a website that lists the implementation dates for the neutral citation standard in Canadian tribunals. Let's take a closer look at the neutral citation standard. A neutral citation has 3 main components. First, the year of the decision, followed by the court or tribunal identifier. This is an abbreviation that stands for the name of the court. Finally, a number that represents the order in which the decision was released by the court. In this example, the neutral citation refers to the first decision of the Supreme Court of Canada in the year 2000. Note that there are no periods in the court identifier. And there are no brackets used to separate the date. These are some of the clues that you're looking at a neutral citation. Here is an example of a case from the CanLII database that has a neutral citation. We can see from the citation that the year of the decision is 2009. The tribunal identifier is SCC, which stands for the Supreme Court of Canada. The decision is number 5. Thus, this was the 5th case decided by the Supreme Court of Canada in 2009. This concludes Part 1 of the Citing Cases tutorial. The next video will demonstrate how to cite a case with a neutral citation. The following sources were consulted. Please visit Guelph-Humber Library Services for help with legal citation. We do not copy edit or proofread references, but we will direct you to the appropriate resources.